Hey guys, Jesse Fox here with the foxtrotblog. Today I'm going to show you how to play Jesus Culture's song Awaken Me on drums. So we're going to jump right in. So this is a great song. The song is based entirely around triplets, all the grooves, all the fills, all triplet based. So if you're not used to playing with triplets, get out your practice pad, start practicing some triplets now. So we're going to jump right in. So the song starts off with a triplet build on the snare and then 4 on the 4 on the kick drum into a halftime groove. Pretty simple stuff. And so I want to jump in and start showing you the most challenging part of the song, which is the verse, which happens after the intro. And the verse, there's a couple of different ways of playing the verse. There's the way that Josh from Jesus Culture plays it, and then there's a way that I've seen some guys do some drum covers of it as well. So I'm going to show you both of those ways, and you can kind of decide for yourself. Personally, I like the way that Josh does it, but it may be a little bit more difficult, so some people may have trouble with it and want to do the way that the other guys have done it on the drum covers. So the way that he does it is this. We're going to take quarter notes with our right hand on the hi-hat, and then we're going to fill in triplets, double strokes with our left hand. So it's going to sound like this slow. 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta, 1. So we're going to take that. We're going to build it up to speed. The speed of the song is around 134, 136 BPM quarter notes. And then once we get it up to a faster tempo, we're going to move the right hand on beat 3 over to the snare drum, which is going to give us that halftime feel. And then we're going to play 1 and on the kick drum. And since we're talking about triplets, when I say 1 and, I really mean 1 and then the ta of the first triplet. So I'm going to start that slow and then build it up and add those two things so you can kind of hear how it comes together. So here we go. So 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 3, 4, 1. So that's kind of how the groove goes, or that is how the groove goes, and then that's how you kind of build it up. Now, the other way that you can play it, the way that the guys on the drum covers have done it, is the same idea. You're doing quarters on the hi-hat and then 2 on the snare, but they're not using any double strokes at all. And so the way you would do that is you would take single stroke triplets and then accent each quarter note like this. 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta, 1. And then take those accents and move them over to the hi-hat like this. 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta, 1. There again, once you build up speed, you take the 3, you move it over to the snare, and then you add the 1 and on the kick. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to build this one up to tempo, and then I'm going to go back and forth so you can kind of hear the two different ways of doing it and make a judgment for yourself on which one you want to learn. So here we go. 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 2, 3, 4. Now I'll go back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. All right. So those are the two different ways of doing it, and then I went back and forth a few times and let you see, decide for yourself which way is the way that you want to play it. Now, the next thing we're going to do is talk about the pre-chorus. So going into the pre-chorus from the verse, we do a fill, and the fill starts on beat 3. So I'll play that whole thing for you, that fill for you slow. And there's a couple of things I want to say about the fill. It's pretty simple. It's just around the toms, but we're going to crash on 1 with our snare drum and crash cymbal. And so we're going to put a kick where some guys might normally put a hand on the floor tom. So this is how it's going to go. So 1 T ta, 2 T ta, 3 T ta, 4 T ta. Just like that. And so I'll play it again for you a little faster so you can kind of hear it. All right, and then when we start the triplet build on beat 2, it's very important that we start that with our left hand. Otherwise, our hands are going to be mixed up, and when we go to play the fill going out of the pre-chorus into the chorus, we're going to have some problems because our hands are going to be backwards. So you want to do 3 T-ta, 4 T-ta, 1, 2, 3, 4, and make sure that 2 is with your left hand. All right, so then we're going to be build for 4 bars, and then we build for a second 4 bars, and in those second 4 bars, that's where it gets interesting. So I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to play it for you once at tempo of the song, and then I'm going to slow it down, and we'll talk about it. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that was how the whole thing goes fast. Now, slow, let's break it down and talk about it. So, this is how it is slow. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'll notice that first crash comes on beat 4 of bar 3, and that's to set us up to do that sweep into 1. So 4, 1. And then we're basically playing a groove or a fill, and then on beat 4 of that, we do a triplet into the chorus. And so this is how the groove is that we're playing for that bar. It goes 1 and 3 and with the kick, and then 2 and 4 and with the snare, and then quarters on the tom. So like this: 1 and 2 and 4 and 1. And then so the whole thing again, starting with the sweep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just like that, and then we're into the chorus. The chorus, we're going to be doing 1 and 3 and on the kick, 2 and 4 on the snare. Now the fill coming out of the chorus is a little bit different because he adds a little hertza there on in it, and it actually starts on beat 2, the end of beat 2, sorry. And then, so let's talk about that. So I'm going to play that for you up tempo, and then I'll slow it down. So here we go. So that's how he plays it on the CD at full tempo. And so if we were to break that down, it goes like this. Just like that. Now, if you notice, we end up doing 3 on the floor tom and then crashing with our left hand over here. Now, there's a couple different variations that I've come up with that you can do that give you the same idea, but I think maybe feel a little bit better than the way that he does it. One of those is to do 2 on the floor tom and then 2 with the kick. So 1, 2, 3, 1, like that, or to start the hertz with your left hand. So that goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And then there you'll actually have either 4 notes on the tom, or you could do some extra notes on the snare drum as well. Either way would work with that variation. And so that's the chorus. We go back to the verse. It's basically the same, except he opens up the hi-hat on the ands, on 2 and 4. It's kind of like the ands if you're thinking about it in halftime. And so it sounds a little bit different, gives you a little variation. And then we come back to the pre-chorus, chorus, and then we have the bridge. Now the bridge is going to be 4 on the floor with the kick. We're going to be playing 2 and then the and of 3 and of 4 on the snare. So I'll play the little bridge figure for you real quick up tempo, and then we'll break it down. So here we go. So that was pretty quick. He does those 2 fills. So I'll play that whole thing for you slows and show you those 2 fills. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then the same thing again. And then the second fill is going to be still 3 T-top, 4 T-top, but you're going to move it around the tom. So it's going to go So same kind of thing. And then we break it down. We build it back up a few times. And then we come back around to kind of another bridge, except this time we're going to kind of take it up another level. And we're going to be playing quarters on our snare. And then we're going to fill in triplets with our bass drum. And so that's going to sound like this at full tempo. So that's a pretty cool thing that we're doing there. Now, some of you may have trouble doing doubles on your bass drum that fast. And if you do, just play ands. Don't do the complete triplets. So what I mean by that is instead of doing 1, 2, ta, 2, 2, ta, 3, 2, ta, 4, 2, ta, do this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's going to have the same feel. It's not going to be quite as powerful as doing the triplets, the full triplets, both of the T and the Ta. But if you can't do it cleanly, if it's going to be sloppy sounding, then it's much better to do just the ands because you need to keep that triplet feel. So I'll go back and forth at tempo to kind of show you the two different ones and kind of show you that they do feel similar. So here we go. So those are the two different ways of playing that. So that's basically all the high points of the song. If you have any other questions about the song or any other songs that you're having trouble learning, you can visit my blog, send me a question there, foxtrotblog.wordpress.com. I'm sorry, thefoxtrotblog.wordpress.com, or you can send me an email, foxtrotblog@gmail.com, or follow me on Twitter @jfox815. Until next time, I'm Jesse Fox with the Foxtrot Blog. See ya.